Be careful, be safe. Crime, in partnership with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and in association with CHIP, are proud to present the following program. Safe Seniors.
As Commissioner of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police and as a citizen, I am always concerned with safety. In my role as a police officer, I have spent my entire career working to keep us, our families, friends, and communities safe. The majority of people we meet in our neighborhoods and those we pass on the street are honest and caring. But there are criminals out there working to take advantage of us. It's never too late to learn new safety tips, so please watch this program and learn. It will make us all safer. And at the RCMP, safe homes and safe communities is our ultimate goal.
Welcome to our program, Safe Seniors. And when we say seniors, we really don't have a certain age group in mind. Whatever your age, whether you're a senior or not, there's something in this program for you.
Because over the next hour, you're going to be given some valuable tips that will help keep you safe. The things we'll tell you are pretty much common sense, with a few hints from us, the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, thrown in to help keep you extra alert and extra safe.
Safe at home. Everything from how to safely answer the door to how to get involved with a community watch program.
Who is it, please?
It's Jim, and I'm returning your book.
Oh, excellent. Just a minute.
Elder abuse. A difficult topic, but it does happen, and we're all becoming more aware of it.
What do you think it is? I can just take time off work every time you think you need me?
No,
Oh, yeah, so it's like you take me here, get me this, pick this up. I don't have a life anymore.
Safe in your car. Tips on making sure your journeys to the store or to another province are as safe as they can be. Safe on the street. How to stay safe as a pedestrian, a transit rider, or on one of those handy scooters.
Do you have any spare change on you? Please? Thanks a lot. Thanks for ignoring me.
Cons and frauds. How to determine what offer or request is legitimate and which ones might be a con or a fraud.
Hello?
You have been chosen for a mega prize contest.
No, thank you. I'm not interested.
The first thing we want you to keep in mind, though, is a bit of a double-sided message. Crime can happen to anyone, but the other side of this is that crime is not rampant.
It's true. In many areas across Canada, crime statistics are dropping, but you still need to be alert and use common sense to keep yourself safe.
Don't live in fear. Just be sensible and take precautions. And know that the news stories that you see and read, the movies out there, and the TV dramas can impact your vision of crime. Remember that the news stories usually reflect the bigger, more shocking types of crimes. And TV dramas are just that, dramas. They do not reflect everyday life.
Criminals are not around every corner, but they are out there. Most of you will go through your lives without ever being the victim of a crime. And we're here for the next hour to help ensure that only good things happen to you.
Safe at home.
Who is it, please?
It's Jim, and I'm returning your book.
Oh, excellent. Just a minute.
There we are.
Thanks.
For the woman you just saw, Anne, her home is her haven. She worked hard for that house, and she loves it and feels comfortable in it. I'm guessing she's just like you. Your home is special. It's where you relax and enjoy your life, your hobbies, your family and friends. And you want it to be as safe as possible.
And the good news is Anne has done pretty much everything correctly. This is a safe home, and yours can be too, if you do some of the simple things this homeowner has done.
The hedges are trimmed so that there is a clear view of the windows and doors. No place for a burglar to hide, and no access to windows or doors without being seen. There are motion sensor lights, which will come on whenever someone approaches. Bright lights discourage thieves.
Who is it, please?
The door was locked and there was a peephole in it, so she could identify who was there. It's important to remember that break-and-enters do occur during the day, but all of these precautions can help deter thieves. Another thing to remember is never hide a key under a mat or a flower pot. Chances are a thief will use it first. Leave a key with a trusted neighbor or nearby friend instead.
In regards to deadbolt locks and keys, ensure that when you do leave that key with a trusted friend, the key is not marked with your address or your name on it for additional safety. In deadbolt locks, when you're installing a deadbolt lock on your door, ensure that the throw, which is this distance traveled by the deadbolt itself, is at least 1 inch to 1.5 inches. And that'll ensure that it holds in the door frame if anybody does try to force the door. If you have sliding windows, these are an inexpensive little item that if you put on the inside of your windows, and they are designed to slide over the top of a window frame and screw into the window frame itself, not allowing the sliding portion of the window to be slid open too far, which would allow entry. There's a bolt that gets screwed into the window frame, and we suggest that you drill a small hole in the window frame so that the bolt can travel through the hole. This will keep, again, the window from being slid open when you don't want it to be.
So day or night, break-ins can occur. It's important to keep your doors locked, even when you're at home. On hot summer days, of course, you'll want windows open, but make sure you're in the room when the windows are open. Here's another key point. Was Anne at home alone when she answered the door?
Who is it, please?
When Anne answered the door, she did not indicate if she was home alone. That's very important, because to keep yourself safe, never let a stranger know if you are alone or not. Your living situation is your personal business. You do not need to share it with anyone.
Who is it, please?
Parcel delivery?
We're not expecting any parcels.
Well, I've got a parcel for you.
What company are you with?
One of the local courier companies? It's got your name on it.
We're not expecting any parcels. Can I have the name and the phone number of the company you work for, please? We'd like to call to confirm this.
Come on, lady, it's been a long day. This is my last drop.
Sorry, that's how it is.
Right now, we don't know for sure, and neither does Anne, if the delivery person at her door is legitimate. Always stop and think and ask questions before you rush to open the door. If you're ever not sure that the person ringing your doorbell, perhaps to read the gas meter, or deliver a package, or even to sell you something, is legitimate, simply refuse to open the door.
You can ask for identification to be shown to you through the peephole, or ask the name and phone number of their company and call to verify the situation. When in doubt, please play it safe.
Can I have the name and the phone number of the company you work for, please? We'd like to call to confirm this.
Come on, lady, it's been a long day. This is my last drop.
Sorry, that's how it is. Hello? Police. Yes, I'd like to report a suspicious incident, please.
Anne is a smart woman. She's playing it safe. If a delivery person is uncooperative and refuses to produce the information you need so that you're confident that he's legitimate, do not open the door. It's your house, You're in control of who you open or do not open the door to.
And as Anne did in this situation, if you feel something is suspicious, trust your instincts and call the police. Your information helps us to prevent crimes in our communities.
Other safety precautions you need to keep in mind are keep windows and doors closed when you're not near them and locked at night. Use a safety stick to prevent patio doors from being slid open. Have a deadbolt on all of your exterior doors. And depending on the city or area you live in, consider an alarm system. And if you're away from your home for more than a day, follow these simple rules. Tell a trusted neighbor that you are going out of town and for how long. Ask him or her to pick up the flyers from your doorstep and to keep an eye on your house. Have lights and a radio on timers so they can come on and go off appropriately. Stop the mail and the newspapers. Ask someone you trust to come and house sit, or check your house on a daily basis. Adjust lights, curtains, put out the garbage and take it back in. Just make it look lived in. A lot of seniors love to travel. It's important that you are alert and aware of your surroundings when you're going on vacation.
Another important thing that I recommend is to photocopy all important documentation. So this includes a copy of your itinerary, your picture ID, passports, and any credit cards you have, both the front and back. That way, in case they get lost or stolen while you're on vacation, someone that you trust will have them at home for you. I recommend breaking up your money. Take a little bit of everything, and by that I mean break it up. Take a credit card and make sure you take some traveler's checks as well as some cash, and don't keep it all in one place. If you're carrying it in your luggage, make sure you put some in your carry-on, some with you in your purse, and use a hotel safe. Don't keep it on you. If you do, keep it on a fanny pack or something around your neck underneath your clothing, just to be safe.
Your TV, stereo, perhaps your camera, or your jewelry or artwork. We all have belongings that are important to us. They may have cost us a lot to purchase, or they may have sentimental value. Yes, they can be replaced, and they're never worth risking your life over, but still they're part of what makes our day-to-day lives enjoyable. So if you can deter a thief from taking them, so much the better.
Police departments across the country run a program called Operation Identification. Your local police will be able to provide you with information about the program, as well as engravers and stickers you need to mark valuables for identification. Do not engrave items in your home with your social insurance number. We can't trace you using that number. Instead, engrave items with your driver's license number or provincial ID number. Most provinces have ID cards with traceable numbers. Contact your provincial government to find out what they offer in your area. Be sure to mark things that are often the target of thieves, like TVs or DVD or CD players or cameras. And put a sticker in your window to let would-be thieves know your valuables are marked. They usually avoid traceable items.
And for those sentimental items we all treasure, like your grandfather's watch or an antique diamond ring, if you're not wearing it, keep it in the safety deposit box at your bank. Be sure to keep your birth certificate and passport there as well. And never keep large sums of money in your home. Keep it in the bank where it belongs, and take out what you need when you need it. An added bit of information, take photos of your valuables and keep those photos in your safety deposit box. If your home ever should get broken into, it makes it much easier for the police to find and trace your items if you have pictures of them.
I think what seniors should look for when they're choosing a bank is a place that they can be comfortable doing business in. And not only where they can sit down and speak to our frontline people, but also a place where they, the bank people, get to know them. If there's unusual activity or if there's frauds that are attempted against their accounts, oftentimes our front people are the ones that detect that first.
One of the best ways to keep your home safe is to be part of a safe neighborhood, condo, or townhome development. The RCMP recommends being part of a community program like a watch program. Check with your local police department. Chances are they have a program like this.
It will teach you and your neighbors, free of charge, how to be safe neighbors, keeping an eye on each other and each other's homes.
Get to know your neighbors. And if you're in an apartment building or condo, know your building manager and your neighbors. In a condo or townhouse complex, know your strata council. It just increases the security in your life.
I think it's very important to have a watch program. In my experience with the Strata Council, having a watch program does help to reduce crime in the fact that it makes people more aware, and if you're aware and you're watching, then of course you'll catch people before the crime occurs.
Wherever you live, be sure you know who to call in an emergency. Keep phones handy in every area of your home. And write down 911 beside each phone, especially in your bedroom. Write your street address on that same piece of paper. It may seem obvious to you, but someone visiting your home could need that information. Or in times of stress, we often forget things that otherwise would be quite obvious to us, like our own address.
I wish I could tell you that you can spot criminals in an instant, by the clothes they wear or the look in their eyes, but you can't. Criminals come in all shapes and sizes. They can be male or female, young or old. They might be friendly and look very honest.
It's that old adage, you can't tell a book by its cover. Well, you can't tell a criminal by the way he or she looks or acts either. You have to judge each situation and every person individually, and your decisions determine your actions. And when you're faced with a decision about your safety in your home, trust your instincts.
We see stories on the news of people that have been threatened or attacked in their homes in a home intrusion. Because of the high profile of these types of stories, innocent people may believe that it could easily happen to them, but it's really not the case.
Home intrusions are extremely rare, even more so with innocent parties. We see them more often with the criminal world, such as the illegal drug trade. So the likelihood of an innocent person being involved, being afflicted by a home intrusion is extremely rare.
Remember, the intent of the criminal is to get into your home to get your valuables, not to hurt you. Nothing you own is worth your life. If you're ever faced with a burglary situation, let the burglar have whatever he or she wants. Chances are extremely high they will leave you alone, and that is what's most important.
Right now it may seem that we've given you a lot of information, but it really is common sense.
Be proactive. Make your home safe. Ask questions. Be curious. Ask for ID. Don't be intimidated. You deserve respect. You can say no. Take action. Call 911. Elder abuse.
I'm sorry. I thought I did tell you I had a doctor's appointment this
No,
morning.
you didn't. What do you think it is? I can just take time off work every time you think you need me?
No, I'm
Oh,
not.
yeah, it's always like you take me here, get me this, pick this up. I don't have a life anymore.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just...
like that's going to help. Now, I'm going to have to call the office, and I'm going to have to tell them again that I'm going to be late. And they're going to ask me why, and I'm going to have to tell them because my stupid mother hasn't got enough intelligence to tell me ahead of time that she's got a doctor's appointment.
Another danger some seniors face is elder abuse. Some seniors, perhaps you or someone you know, may be being verbally, emotionally, or physically abused by other family members or caregivers.
Just because you're a senior and you may have to rely on people for assistance does not mean you or anyone you know has to endure any form of abuse. If you suspect elder abuse, please, please report it to the police. Or, if for any reason you can't call us, reach out to someone you trust, a friend, neighbor, your clergy, or doctor. There are a lot of people out there who can and will get you the help you need.
Abuse of older adults can be abuse of what we call the fragile or frail elderly, and those are elderly people with physical disabilities or with competency issues. And I think we generally think about that when we think about elder abuse. But it's much broader than that. Older adults are abused whether they're competent or incompetent. You can have abuse from your children, from your grandchildren, and it's very subtle because it's very hard for people to understand or imagine that a daughter, a son, or a grandchild will become abusive.
There have been many cases where sons or daughters have been abusing their parents, hired caregivers abusing elders, and it has even been known to occur within care facilities.
If a senior tells you that something is happening, believe them and follow it up. Don't dismiss it. Call the police and let them determine the situation.
Your mother or your father might have taken very good care of themselves. They might have always been dressed very nicely, and all of a sudden they're looking shabby, their hair isn't taken care of. All of those things are warning signs. And again, exhibiting any sort of fear or apprehension when they're with the person who's spending most of the time with them, if they're looking apprehensive, or all of those things are things that I think are warning signs.
If you need help, it's out there. There are community services who can supply respite or home care, counseling, and other forms of assistance. And we are there too.
So don't let elder abuse occur. If you think it might be happening to you or someone you know, please contact the police or someone you trust so that they can take the right steps to help keep our seniors safe from elder abuse.
If you are being abused or know someone who is being abused, be proactive. Tell someone you trust. Take action. Call the police or victim services. Safe in your car.
Safety for seniors also involves safety precautions in and around your vehicle. I'm betting that most of these safety tips will be pretty familiar to you. They're based on common sense.
Before starting out on a longer driving trip or a short jaunt to the grocery store, it's important that your car is in good running condition and has plenty of gas. A good rule of thumb is not to let your gas gauge drop below half a tank. That way, you'll always have enough gas.
Always have your keys ready so that you can open the car quickly and easily. Check the back seat just to make sure no one has broken into your car and is hiding back there. It is very unlikely this would ever happen to you, but common sense says it is best to be safe. Once you are inside, lock your doors and keep your windows closed. Always wear your seatbelt. Know your route, especially if you are driving in a new area. Plan it out on a map ahead of time. When you're driving at night, try to drive along well-lit streets. If you can, travel with a companion. Don't discount having a cell phone. If you ever run into any kind of difficulty, you can easily call for assistance. Never leave your vehicle unlocked when you depart from it, even for a few minutes to run into the store. Always park in a well-lit area.
Another important safety tip for seniors to remember is to carry an emergency kit in the back of their cars. And the emergency kit should carry some basic ingredients such as a flashlight, a cell phone for communication, and if possible, even a sleeping bag so they can stay warm and stay where they are for assistance to arrive.
If you ever think you are being followed, do not go home. If you have a cell phone, dial 911. Drive to a police station, fire station, hospital, or gas station. Honk your horn to get their attention. Do not get out of your vehicle.
Hi, can I help you? Yeah, I'm really concerned about somebody that's been following me, and looked like a bit of road rage back there, so.
If you have car problems, just pull over. Put on your four-way flashers and keep the windows closed and doors locked. Do not get out of your vehicle. You can purchase a sign for your window that reads, "Call Police." Have one in your glove box and available should you ever need it. Never pick up hitchhikers. You don't know who they might be, and it is illegal in most areas of the country.
You can be safe wherever you are if you take some precautions, and driving is no exception.
As an extra step in making sure you're safe while you're driving, consider taking a defensive driving course or a refresher course designed for seniors. You need to be safe in your car and safe while driving your car. If you're a good driver, you'll be prepared for any situation.
And being prepared as a driver means being safe. And that's what it's all about.
Be prepared. Plan ahead. Wear your seatbelt. Know your route. Drive defensively. Be proactive. Put your safety first. Safe on the street.
Seniors today are more fit and more outgoing than in previous generations. Walking is often a way to stay fit and to run a few errands.
And you don't need to feel unsafe while walking. It begins before you even leave the house. If at all possible, do not take a purse. Take only what you need.
Always carry identification and some money. Put it in your pockets or wear a fanny pack. If you must carry a purse, do not put the strap across your body. It may feel secure, but if someone tries to take it, you could be pulled to the ground and injured. Wear your purse on your shoulder. It's not worth being injured for. Always keep your keys on your person in a pocket that's easy for you to access.
Although we want you to travel light, always carry personal identification with you, as well as the name and number of a close friend or relative.
In the event something does happen to you, this information will be vital to the police or ambulance personnel assisting you.
If someone's been the victim of a crime, it's important to know that there's lots of different help available. Victim Services provides a lot of different assistance to people. One of the most important people tell us is that they get information about their case file with the police. Victim Services provides a lot of emotional support to people. When they find themselves a victim of a crime, they're often very surprised at all the feelings that go along with it. Victim Services can help you apply for criminal injuries compensation or crime victim assistance. Depending on which province you're in, there are different rules, and so they'll help you walk you through that.
Know where you're going. Plan your route in advance and walk with purpose. Do not take shortcuts or walk along dark alleys or deserted streets. Carry change in your pocket so you can make a phone call. Remember, there is no charge to call 911 from a payphone. And even on phones without a dial tone, 911 will still work.
Hey, do you have any spare change?
If confronted by a panhandler who asks for money, be assertive, say no, and keep walking. Be sure to report aggressive panhandlers to police.
Avoid walking after dark, but if you do walk, don't be afraid. Remember, there aren't bad people around every corner. Just be sure you know the neighborhood very well and know exactly where you're going. Carry a small flashlight. It will help you watch your footing and light your way. If you are walking late at night or early in the morning and it's twilight or dark, ensure you wear light or reflective clothing. Be seen and be safe.
As well, consider a personal alarm device. If you're out trying to wear off those pesky few pounds, be sure to walk in well-lit areas or on school tracks. If it's too cold, icy, or wet to walk outdoors, consider one of the local shopping mall walking programs. Give them a call or call your community center. Chances are there's one organized in your area. If not, start one.
Activities in a center like ours for seniors to take part in is all-encompassing. The fitness programs are top-notch. There's great variety for every phase of fitness. And these centers are really geared to keep seniors active and self-sustaining.
The bus is a great way to get around. When you board a bus, sit near the driver. At any time, if you are to get off at a bus stop and you don't feel it is safe, don't get off. Ask the driver for assistance. If it's after dark, ask the driver to stop as close to your destination as possible, so you don't have to walk too far in the dark. Most bus companies have a policy to do this when asked. And when you are home, have your keys ready so you don't have to stop and look for them in your purse or pockets. Looking for things like that just distracts you from your surroundings. Many seniors are driving motorized scooters. They are a great way to get around when walking is not an option. Be sure that your scooter is in good working condition and the battery is well charged before you set out. Have reflective stickers on the scooter and a high visibility flag so that drivers can see you easily. And be careful when and where you drive. Watch out for pedestrians and vehicles. Be alert. Remember, the road rules do apply to you too.
I had a friend who was taking a shortcut. She thought she'd jaywalk across a busy road. She got to the center island and she was waiting, and a big truck stopped for her and waved her on. So she went out. The car on the other side of that truck didn't see her and hit her and threw her 20 feet in her scooter. She was in the hospital for a year.
As you can see, I have a high visibility vest, and I also have a flag, which I think are both very important to make a person on a scooter visible to traffic.
There's nothing better than getting out and enjoying the fresh air. If you're physically fit, then walking is an excellent way to keep fit, to get your errands done, and to enjoy the company of good friends.
And you can do all of that and still be safe. We've given you the tools, whether you're on foot, traveling using public transportation, or by scooter. Be alert and be safe.
And enjoy yourself. We can't stress enough that you do not need to go out in fear. We've given you the tools to go out in confidence with the safety tips just for seniors.
Be visible and alert. Walk with confidence. Carry identification. Take precautions. Don't be a target. Cons and frauds.
We got to get these rugs cleaned. It's been too long. There's stains all over them. We got to get it done soon.
We have one of those steam cleaners.
Do it ourselves? I don't think so.
Too much work.
No, I think we've got to hire someone, get it done properly. Let's see, there was someone that Irene next door recommended. What's the name of that cleaner?
Well, whoever it is, we better make sure that they're good and that they have a solid history behind them. A whole lot of fly-by-night cleaners out there do a bad job, take your money and disappear.
This one was recommended by Irene, and she said that they were a member of the Better Business Bureau.
Oh, yeah. Who is it?
I'm collecting for the local art society, sir. Would you like to make a donation?
Do you have any ID with you?
Yes, I do.
Not everyone is as honest as they look, and there are people out there who will take advantage of you. We don't know if the man at the door was legitimate, but there are simple rules to help keep you safe.
If you're hiring a contractor or planning on purchasing something, don't go for the unknown company or person in the paper, or someone who turns up at your door. The price might be attractive, but you can't be sure of the quality. Check with the Better Business Bureau or talk to friends and neighbors to get recommendations.
If somebody comes to your door soliciting for a charity or for business, it's important that you ensure that you're comfortable that they say they are who they say they are. You can do this by asking for identification, what company they represent, what charity they represent. If you're still a little bit uncomfortable, put them off. Tell them to come back in a couple hours and phone the charity or the company that they represent. You have to remember that this is your house, this is your place of residence, and nobody should make you feel uncomfortable in your own home.
And all of these safety precautions apply to the internet as well. Do not give out personal information unless you know the company and you know you're on a secure site. Don't reply to junk emails or take advantage of randomly emailed offers. They could end up taking advantage of you.
There are a lot of points to remember, but here's the most important one. If you just aren't sure if the situation is safe, call the police, explain the circumstance, and ask them for advice. In any community, the police are always happy to help you. And no, you will not be a nuisance. We want you safe.
Cons and frauds.
An opportunity to purchase a retirement condo or townhouse or join a travel club. These offers arrive in the mail or via the telephone or internet. Frequently, they say they are a limited time offer, or that there are only a few units remaining, and that you must hurry. And they're often accompanied by free gifts or discounts just to tempt you. Always be cautious and never act on impulse. Call the Better Business Bureau to check out the offer and the company, and talk it over with family, your banker, or lawyer.
Be aware, fraudulent companies that offer you tremendous deals on travel or property purchases often ask for personal information, including your credit card information. Don't ever give it out unless you're confident they're reputable. And beware, travel club offers usually carry very inflated credit card charges, and you could be paying for a long, long time with little in return. Offers from other countries require special caution. These companies are difficult to check out and to track once they have your personal information or your money.
Part of the modus operandi for con artists is to put a sense of urgency on this, because if they can get you to write a check, if they can get you to give you their money immediately, then they're gone. A prudent investor, and I recommend this highly, that if you're interested or you think you're interested in what they're selling, research it, because if it's legitimate, it's going to be there the next day and the next week. If it's illegitimate, they're going to tell you, you have to sign now, or you have no opportunity of getting into this.
We'd all love to win a cruise around the world or a fancy car or cash in our pocket, but enter only reputable contests with people or companies that you know. If a company calls to tell you that you've won but asks for money, it is a con at work.
No. Sorry, thank you. Bye.
In Canada, winners don't have to pay anything to claim their prize. And remember, if it's a legitimate contest, if you didn't enter, you can't win.
So if someone calls to say you have won and you have no record of having entered, it's highly likely this is a con at work, and chances are the next thing he will ask for is money or financial information. Just hang up and report it to the police.
Hello?
The phone rings. It's either a charity asking for a donation, a business offering a service or discounts, or a contest of some sort. Or perhaps it's a survey. They may be reputable or not. Beware if they start asking a host of personal questions. If you're not comfortable, refuse to participate and simply hang up.
No, thank you. I'm not interested.
Honest companies and charities will respect your right to do so. If you're wondering if a business or charity is legitimate, call the Better Business Bureau in your area. They are a very valuable resource.
Seniors are particularly vulnerable for many reasons. They're very trustworthy. They come from a generation where your word was your bond, and they're also being targeted in ways that are maybe not as familiar to them, particularly through the internet. Some of the more sophisticated methods that con artists are using. One of the most common ones is charities. When you're being asked to donate, asked to give, you need to ask lots of questions. You need to determine that this is a legitimate charity. And as we always encourage people, don't feel pressured to give immediately at the door or immediately write out your check and send it in. Take your time and find out about that charity before you do so. And also go with your instincts. That's another thing about having lived a good long time. These older people have really good instincts and are a pretty good judge of character. So if your first instinct tells you to be aware, then there's probably a good reason for that. Another one would be door-to-door sales. And not just door-to-door sales, but door-to-door contractors. Particularly, they turn up at your door, and if you're alone, living alone and you're elderly, and somebody comes to the door and says, you know, your roof looks like it's going to blow off in the next storm, that can be kind of frightening. It may not have occurred to you that your roof needed repair, and nobody else had pointed it out, but suddenly here's this person who just happens to have a load of asphalt shingles in the back of the truck and a really good price for you, really good deal. That should ring all kinds of alarm bells. We warn people, good contractors don't go door to door. They have plenty of business without doing it like that. Other ones are the lotteries and sweepstakes that come to your door. They're brightly colored, they're in great big envelopes. They often have urgent on the front if it's a sweepstakes lottery. And most of them are pure bogus. They may even include a check made out in your name and they'll advise you that you're a winner and you've won usually an enormous amount of money, which of course gets your interest right off the bat, and that you just need to send them either a small fee, maybe some personal information. They're looking for your bank account, they're looking for some other of your personal identity.
Some of your best resources to keep you safe are your friends and associates. Ask them for references for workers, suppliers, and businesses. And if you run into an offer or a business that you have discovered is not on the up and up, let the police know first, and then be sure to let your friends know.
Be suspicious. Check credentials thoroughly, ask for referrals, and discuss any offers with your family, lawyer, or bank manager. Do not give your credit card number or any other personal information to these people until you've had them thoroughly checked.
You should never, ever, ever give out personal information about yourself or your bank accounts. There is no banking institution in this country that will ask you for your private identification number, your bank account numbers, or anything like that outside of the banking office. So if anybody comes to your house looking for that kind of personal information, do not give it out. Phone your local police force.
Be suspicious. Always check credentials thoroughly. Be cautious when giving out personal information. Call the Better Business Bureau to verify legitimacy of offers. Don't act on impulse. Trust your instincts. Report suspicious activity to police.
We've gone over a lot of information in the past hour, and you might feel a bit overwhelmed. Don't be. Remember, safety for seniors is a lot of common sense. Be alert, be intelligent, and be cautious.
And rely on the resources around you. Your family, friends, neighbors, bank manager, lawyer, the Better Business Bureau, and us, the police. Never ever hesitate to call the police if you think your safety or the safety of someone else is being threatened. We're here to help, and together with your hard work, we can keep you safe.
The police in your community also offer a lot of extra services to help keep you safe.
Many communities operate a block parent program. You've seen the red signs in the windows. They aren't just for kids. Anyone who feels they're in need of help can go to a block parent home. Yes, even seniors. And there's Neighborhood Watch as well as Block Watch. Both programs are designed to keep your neighborhood and you safe. Contact your local police department or municipal hall to find out how to set one up in your neighborhood.
Block Watch also works very well in condo developments or apartment buildings. Or contact your local police about starting up a crime-free multi-housing program, which is specifically geared toward apartment complexes. There's excellent information and assistance available with all of the programs. Find the one that suits your situation best and work together to help keep you and your neighbors safe.
And if you ever see any suspicious activity or feel you or someone you know is in danger, immediately contact the police. We want to hear from you. You're not a nuisance. You are important members of society, and because you're often home or around the neighborhood more often than younger working families, you're a valuable resource. We want to hear from you with your questions and your concerns.
And if ever something should happen and you do become a victim of crime, almost every area of the country has a victim services program. They're here as a support system for you to help you with gaining information on your police file, to answer your questions, and if necessary, refer victims of crime to counselors.
The fact is that the vast majority of people are never victims of crime. Crime is not rampant, and criminals are not lurking around every corner. But you do need to be alert to potential dangers. Take precautions, and you won't be vulnerable to a crime.
And know that you are safe.